Imagine waking up every morning completely certain of who you are. You trust your memory. You trust your judgment. You trust your instincts. Then one person enters your life. Slowly, almost invisibly, everything begins to change. You start apologizing for things you never did. You replay conversations over and over in your head. You question your own memories. You even wonder if you're becoming irrational. What happened? Did you suddenly lose confidence? Or did someone quietly steal it from you? The answer lies in one of the oldest psychological weapons ever used. Not to control your body, but to control your mind. Several years ago, a successful architect noticed something strange. Every disagreement with his partner ended the same way. He would clearly remember what had happened. But after an hour of arguing, he wasn't so sure anymore. His partner never yelled, never threatened him. Instead, she calmly smiled and said, "That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. You're too emotional. Everyone else agrees with me." At first, he laughed it off. Then he started keeping notes. Later, he found himself reading those notes every night. Not because he wanted to, because he no longer trusted his own memory. The manipulation wasn't changing reality. It was changing his confidence in reality. The human brain hates uncertainty. When two versions of reality collide, your brain desperately tries to reduce the discomfort. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. When someone repeatedly challenges your perception, your mind starts searching for a simpler explanation. Maybe I'm wrong. That tiny sentence becomes the doorway to manipulation. Because once someone controls what you believe about yourself, they no longer need to control your actions. You'll do it for them. Manipulators rarely begin with obvious lies. That would be easy to detect. Instead, they begin with tiny contradictions, small enough to dismiss, repeated often enough to reshape your confidence. Each time you question yourself, they become the reliable source. Eventually, you stop asking, "Are they lying?" and start asking, "What's wrong with me?" That's the moment they've won. Most people believe manipulation is about winning arguments. It isn't. Arguments end. Control lasts. A manipulator doesn't care whether today's disagreement is resolved. They care whether tomorrow you'll trust your own instincts less than you trust theirs. That creates dependency, and dependency creates power. The first step isn't confronting them. It's rebuilding trust in yourself. Write things down. Notice patterns instead of isolated incidents. Pay attention to how you feel after every interaction. Healthy relationships leave you feeling understood. Manipulative relationships leave you feeling confused. Confusion isn't always a lack of intelligence. Sometimes, it's evidence that someone is deliberately creating it. The most dangerous manipulation doesn't convince you to believe a lie. It convinces you to stop believing yourself. Once your inner voice becomes silent, someone else's voice takes its place. Protecting your mind isn't about winning every argument. It's about refusing to surrender your perception of reality. Because the strongest people aren't those who never doubt. They're the ones who know when that doubt doesn't belong to them.